Toria Germain of Toria Germain Photography and Ignite by Toria G. And today we're going to talk about giving from your overflow. So, if you are not familiar with me, I am a boudoir photographer based in Westchester, Ohio, and I create space for women to disrobe from societal standards for them to be able to step into who they were born to be, for them to be comfortable in their divine feminine power while embracing their sensuality. So right now I'm just going to give it a few to connect a couple of things on my end, and we're going to get into talking about giving from your overflow. I have seen time and time again how a lot of women talk about how they're burnt out, they're doing this, they're doing that, they're being everyone and doing all the things in their household, making all the decisions. And as my mentor says, it's just absolutely unnecessary for you to be burnt out. You don't need to be burnt out, nor can you give or be your best when you are burnt out. You can't love from your heart space. You can't live from an abundant space when you do give from that space within. A couple more minutes and we're going to get into this. Now, if you have been following me for some time, I did talk about this particular area that we're going to go over today. I did talk about this in short on a video about your true evolution. And it's more so asking, who do you want to be? Who is your fantasy self? How to release the blocks that no longer serve you, the ideals and things of who you are. How are they not serving you and stopping you from evolving into the woman that you want to be? And getting very clear on what self-love is versus self-care and maintenance, and learning your capacity to give. So today we're going to talk about giving from your overflow. I talk about this a lot because a lot of people say, you can't pour from an empty cup, but I absolutely believe not pouring from your cup at all. If anything, you allow love, joy, pleasure, peace, abundance to pour from the top of your cup as it's getting full. So you never tilt your cup to pour out of it. Your cup should remain full. And that is how you are able to give without experiencing burnout. How does this look? I typically talk about the 4 bodies. And the 4 bodies are all the aspects of you and what makes you you. Now, for the 4 bodies, there's a mental body, an emotional body, a physical body, and a spiritual body. And all of these bodies need to remain full and to overflow before you actually are able to give to anyone outside of yourself. How do you feel these bodies? What exactly are these bodies? So, these are the things that make you who you are. So, your mental body, ways to stimulate that will be mental exercises, things that make you think, Jaduku, math problems, something logical that grounds you in that space of thinking, analytics. For emotional, it can be connection with other people. It can be having a heartfelt conversation, being vulnerable, being within yourself and within your emotions. Physical is movement. It is vitality. It can be dancing. It can be playing with your kids. It can be roller skating. And then we have spiritual, which can look like grounding, meditation, journaling. And these are all ways that you can fill these different cups up. And when I speak about them, I speak about 4 different cups within this larger cup. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. And all these cups need to be full to fill that one cup that you have before it begins to overflow with abundance. Now, what will it look like if you are not full in all those cups? Let's say you're full in 3 cups, but not one, and you're giving externally. You will feel burnt out still simply because something's missing, something's off, it's not balanced the way that it should feel, and you're not feeling very grounded within who you are and what you're here to do, your purpose, whatever it may be, to be able to give from your heart space. You'll be more so giving from your responsibility of, well, I have to do this because this is my job, or I have to do this because of X, Y, and Z, and not because I love my job. I love my children. I love my husband, and I want to give them the best that I can be. When you have all 4 of those cups filled and they are overflowing, that is when you feel grounded, you feel well, you feel like you could dance in public if you wanted to. Or if you're a person who doesn't externally express your happiness and joy, you're still beaming from the inside with a lot of abundance, a lot of joy, a lot of pleasure. And it's almost like you become a magnet to what you desire and what you are. If you are joy, you will magnetize yourself to joy. If you are someone who loves to talk about, I don't know, something that you like to talk about, cooking, and that is something that makes you feel good and whole, that's what you're going to attract. However, when that cup is not full and you are kind of feeling off, a lot of things may come to you that will make you kind of feel a little off, a little like you want to be introverted and you want to be left alone. And I'll go into that really quickly as far as what that looks like. Is a lot of people are like, oh no, I'm introverted. I don't like being around people. I don't like this and third. And I truly believe that is because a lot of people are not filling their cups. They're not filling their cups with things that make them happy. They're more so filling their cups or pouring into different spaces out of duty and responsibility. And I need to be seen as a good person, as a loving person. So I'm going to do this versus I'm going to fill my cup. And I've heard some people say that that is selfish. You should not do that. You need to give to people before you think of giving to yourself. But I have this one question. What do you think you're giving to other people if you aren't giving to yourself? If you are pouring into someone else before you pour into yourself. One of my mentors, Srinama Seymour, she talks about how she cannot take you where she is not willing to go or where she has not been. And that very much so goes into what you're giving to people. If you aren't able to give yourself love, pleasure, and joy, the grace to rest, the ability to just give to yourself without expectation, how can you give that to other people? And I truly believe that that is one thing about children is, oh, at least from what I've seen, a lot of people are like, well, if you do this, you get this. And it's kind of like you are giving to them out of expectation of them doing something for you. And then when they grow up, they will be giving out of expectation for someone doing something for them instead of you are just being your true full self, abundantly who you were born to be. And it makes me joy filled to be able to do this for you. No expectation. I truly believe the world would be a lot happier and different if we did that, if we just gave from a heart space. So today, I am offering you all to take the Sensuality Boudoir Blueprint quiz to learn what of the 4 bodies is yours to help you unlock your sensuality, to have a sensual, sexy, lovely life. And I will be linking that below. I love you. And I'll be talking to you soon. Have a good one.